What is good, my people? I have been in a slump recently. I just got out. And I just want to share what I realized and what I noticed. Like, more than ever, it is clear to me that our thoughts really dictate how we see reality. And that is obviously dictated by our subconscious programming and our conditioning. But you have to ask yourself, where did these programs come from and which ones are they? Like, in our mind, we have subconscious thoughts and we have conditioning, right? Which ends up being subconscious in nature at the end of the day. And us as conscious beings have to be self-aware enough to catch those thoughts that block us from receiving what we actually desire to receive in this life. And most of the time, it is presence, it is peace, and love. I think that a lot of what we do in this lifetime is to generate those emotions or those feelings in our being. And some of us are challenged by feeling peace and feeling unconditional love, or just like, self-love. Like, it just feels weird to have it because we're not used to it. And if our body and our mind is so used to struggle or is so used to feeling unsafe, safety is actually going to be scarier than staying in the same situation, staying in the same place. So with the climate of the world right now, it's really important to understand and have the intention of feeding what is actually true to you. Like, unfollow all the things that don't actually support your consciousness, that don't support your intention of creating your own world, because that's what we do. We are master builders, we are master creators. So we get to create the world that we want to see. And the more that we feed that, that is actually what is going to happen. It might not happen in the exact like expectation or, let's say, vision that we have envisioned it in our mind, but it's going to be really close. So it is up to us to actually embrace the present moment and embrace what we have now and work with what we have now to create the overall vision, to create the overall goal. Because if we aren't doing that and acting upon it, we're just going to end up in a slump. So I was in a slump for a long time. I was in and out of it, but due to being injured, having my ACL injury, and then realizing how much of my mental process has been based around seeing the negative things in my space. And this, seeing the negative more so than the positive, is a result of outside influence from my fam, more so my parents, and then also seeing the flaws of myself, the things that I'm not doing or the things that I don't have. Like, the more you look at what you don't have, what you don't get to do, what you don't get to be, who you don't get to be, and this is all inverted commas, because you can be and get and receive all of the things that you actually desire. You just have to open your consciousness up and your awareness up to actually seeing it. And I've had times in my life where I've made $40,000 in 7 months, or 6 months actually, and that was just based off of coaching. And then I slumped all the way down back to, hundreds of dollars. Not that it's necessarily about that, but I'm just sharing that because it is possible. It is possible for you to create the life that you desire. And I'm back on a journey and a stream of consciousness that only feeds my highest good. And that might look different for you. It might look even different for me through my physical eyes, but I know my vision and I know what I want to put out into the world and create for the world, which is a beautiful level of introspective, unconditionally loving art pieces, whether that be through drawing, things like this, right? Or like this, boom. Or one more, like this, right? I've got so many more. Or creating music, or dancing and creating like videos and visual projects and all that kind of stuff. Like, only your soul knows what it is meant to be doing in this lifetime. And when you live in your mind too much, especially if it is in negative, influenced by things too easily, or, you know, is negatively charged, let's say, instead of abundance charged and wealth charged, and you're also not willing to do the work, like physically and also internally, to shift your inner landscape, you're going to find yourself in the dumps and not feel good about yourself. At the end of the day, it's all about you and how you feel about yourself. Everything else you do is just going to feed the version of you that you want to be. And sometimes might not even want to be either. Because who wants to actually be more negative than positive? Who wants to be more broke than wealthy? Who wants to be more lack than abundant, right? Like, we actually get to choose. I don't know who this is going to help, but I hope it helps someone, because I'm just going to be sharing more, and I just really, I don't know, I just want to impart my experience, impart what I have learnt from this journey of life thus far, being an artist, being a multidimensional, multidisciplinary artist, and someone who is still working on achieving his dreams. Yeah. My name is Ian DeMello. I am a coach, and I am an artist and a speaker, and I speak life. Whether that be me down in the dumps and sharing a little bit about that, or me up and super light and super in love with life. My streams of consciousness are going to come through, and I desire to share them. So that's what I'm going to do. So much love, so much light. Have a beautiful day, and keep choosing the highest outcome, and just believing in yourself, believing that you are worthy. And you might need to regulate your nervous system, you might need to regulate your mind, and I think a lot of that is necessary. That's why I dance, that's why I create art, that's why I draw crazy ass images, just to support my brain, just to support my my being, my soul, you know what I mean? And I hope you do that in some way, shape, or form over everything else. And you live the life that you actually want to create. Much love.